Welcome to the WayneTrain. It's a long time ago I made some videos, but now I'm back with my new Archer and I show you how this works. But first, just have a look on my new Archer before we talk about anything. So I played on life based, got only 2600 lives and play easily 78 maps, even dominoes, no problem. But this at another moment, we just looking for some nice groups, and I show you what this build actually does, because it's still in an experimental phase. It's not final at the moment. Our most hated enemies. You see, if you got some luck, you crit and one-shot everything in every map. You even one-shot exiles or maps on bosses on maps like 75. Just a very insane damage, and if you crit and you roll a high damage, because always remember it's from 250 to 5000, it's a very big range. So we can do a lot damage, we can do near nothing damage. It's very variable, but at the most cases we do so much damage. This is more than enough. You see it, one shot, another one shot, and through Herald of Ice we just cause some nice explosions. And if we combine this with increased area of effect, we got a very sick spell. Oh, you see I got little physical problems at the moment. Generally I got very much problems with survivability, but I think with energy shield everything will change. So I'm just waiting for my 6-link chevrons, but I'm pretty sure it won't drop, so I need a big amount of exalts. But in the next videos you will see it with ES, and then I think we can play with 6k ES, so we should have a nice tankability. You see, this build is very insane. If I calculate everything correct, every second we do to a single target, this multiplied with everything, with curses, with shock stack, with our flask, we should get about 230 k DPS. So it's a very lot, and always think about the range you do. DPS is something in the middle. You can have easily the twice damage if you crit luck, have some crit luck, and this is very insane. Let us go in town. So what we got? We got a very nice wand number 1, a very nice wand number 2. It's not the expensive ones, no high-end gear, but very nice for the moment. And more than enough for this build. This build is, if you play this like me, very cheap. You can take 2 wands that cost you 1 or 2x, so that's very cheap. We got another cheap item, Malakai's Simula, or what the fuck it is, but no way. This gives you a lot of spell damage, lightning damage, and blood magic. And blood magic is very important because we have big mana problems if you look at this mana cost and the cast time, and we got near infinite life. I mean, with every shot we do, we get 10 times of the life we spend for using the skill, so it's very attractive for us. We use 2 rings with crit chance, life, and some auras. Very good for the basics. Then we got an armor with spell damage, crit chance, and multiplier. Like always, we got life on it. It's very nice. Can roll higher, but I think this is getting too expensive for 2 less DPS. And we got a 6-link I crafted myself with life and 2 rest. Not the best, but it's okay for this build. You can play this with a tabula rasa. There's no problem with this. And another cheap item, Maligaro's Virtuosity. No, fuck this shit. You know what I mean. With crit chance and multiplier, very nice too. We got an optional headhunter. You don't need this item, it's very optional, but it's very funny too. So I use this if you don't got an headhunter, you just take this one here, or a more defense belt, something like this with 3 res, and you're happy. But this is a good belt too, you can use it. And then as shoes I use just regular boots, 3 res with movement speed and life on it. And this is the build we use. This we have 3 instant flasks, 1 diamond topaz flask for elemental reflect, because in some cases, especially when you play with more than 1 or 2 players and life of the mobs are very high, you need this when reflect comes, so it's very nice. And together with this flask we use a serious promise and getting even more damage and a little bit more leech. It's very nice too, and this damage don't get reflected, so it's very nice. Yeah, that it is. We use together with this, we play it based on arc. You see this with lightning penetration, increased critical damage, life leech, faster casting and spell echo. It's very nice combination. You can use in a power as well, but I prefer to use a corrupted empower, which gives you 3 instead of 2 levels plus. Very more effective, but at the moment I tried this, it's not much more DPS, but yeah, it's very nice. This build I think we get in later on about 6k ES, gets a lot more DPS, so with everything buff we should reach 300k or even more per target. You always remember, if you got in corrupted arc level 21, it chains 6 times and you hit 7 times totally. And the nice thing is, if you got dual bosses at maps, the arc jumps from boss to boss to boss to boss to boss to boss totally 7 times. So you got with 1 arc 3 hits, so you got even on this 3rd time DPS. So if you got the map boss, dual map boss, one you can do about 900 or even 1 million DPS. And then you got the range too, and if it rolls high you get even more DPS. It's very insane, but it can be very squishy, because if you got a bad moment and you shoot 4 or 5 times in a heavy assault where you get a lot of DPS and makes a little hit, you got really serious problems about the leech. But this is happening very yeah, less, and this is so we can play this very nice. You don't need much currency, and if you got much currency you can build this very OP. Always remember, the damage I do is not the half of this what the build can reach. So I'll keep you up to date with the new gear I get, with the skill tree changes. And by the way, I don't show you the skill tree. Here it is, very DPS orientated, but that's the shit. We just take the K nodes, it's wall packed, sure, you need some life, I get them 3-2 with the next levels. You need a lot of crit, life, cast speed, this is everything here. Elemental damage, very nice, especially for the Herald of Ice. We got lightning damage, Doomcast, very needful. Later we use pain attunement, going on low life without chaos in the location. So we can use more auras, and yeah, this should be very nice. Maybe I have to look what I do with my life, insta flasks and leech on the shield, I don't know at the moment, but I'm very sure I'm using blood magic in further time. Then we go here all to Herd of the Thunder. The charges, sure, we need some extra charges. And then cast speed, spell damage, lightning damage, everything, and damage what you can spend. Increased multiplier, very useful too. More cast speed, and very nice dark arts. Use dual ones and you get insane bonus on DPS, cast speed and everything. So just try this build. If you got questions, anything, just comment. Came to our TeamSpeak, and by the way, we got a new clan website. Just check it out at 90.com. I posted the link behind this. and have a nice day, have a good loot. We've seen us.